Welcome back to the Pink Floyd Collectors YouTube channel. I thought today I'd do a bit of a deep dive on this recent magazine. Back at the April news roundup video I compiled, I mentioned that Uncut were releasing this Ultimate Companion, Pink Floyd Live. So they've grouped together a lot of past stuff actually, and interviews, photos, and it's all related to Pink Floyd performing live. This copy also gives a bit of an introduction to the live recordings, or bootlegs as we know them. Also the ones that have recently officially been uploaded to the Pink Floyd Spotify channel. So yeah, let's have a look at it. As you can see, I bumped into Nick in Brighton in the week I was there for a couple of shows, and he signed this for me. So yeah, that's a nice addition to the magazine. It's pretty thick. This one I picked up in the UK. I think it was £9, so £8.99. It's a lot more expensive here in Scandinavia. But yeah, let's have a look, see what you get for your money. It starts off with an editorial overview from John Robinson, and he just talks about how Pink Floyd always strived to make the next show, the next tour, better than the last. This is something that Roger Waters was very keen on from the very beginning when Sid left. He wanted the live presentations to keep on becoming more theatrical, I guess is the best way to call it. Quite a nice contents overview here. It literally goes time-wise. So it starts off in 66 and then goes right up to the wall and concludes with an interview with Snowy White that is new. So there are some new bits in here. Probably some nice new photos as well that maybe some of you haven't seen, or also over double pages like this one, Reaction in G, from the launch of the, I think this was the International Times back in 66. So yeah, some quite nice photos here of Sid, colour photos. And it just gives you an overview of their live performances, some of the nuances, some of the kind of hype that was going on around them. Quite a nice collection here of posters. This is an original one, this is an original one, and this is certainly based on the original one. This looks like the later production. And then after each year, so this being 67, it then gives you what kind of audio is available, whether that's bootleg or officially. So here you can see they've got the Golden Circle concert from Stockholm in 67. And then they mentioned that that's available in the early years. And then you've got quite famous bootlegs like the Star Club, the Hippie Happy Fair from Rotterdam. And then also it has quite a nice section here down the side which talks about songs that were like one-offs, so they were, only ever done live. Obviously that narrows as the years go on. So yeah, I'm always asked, is it worth spending the money? I certainly think for what, $15, it's a fair purchase, this one. I would definitely recommend it. It's very well presented, like these kind of double spreads. Keep smiling people. And again, pictures like this from the back for the Hyde Park concert. You don't always see them. If you do see them, they tend to be a lot smaller. Quite a nice one of the band here at the airport. So certainly it depends on your level of knowledge, but I think there's something here for everyone. Again, in 68, it gives, or 69 here, it gives you a recap of the live performances. One being the Ummagumma official releases, and then other ones being stuff like the Royal Festival Hall. And also it tells you where you can find them in terms of YouTube maybe, or Yeeskool, for example. Yeah, again, quite a rare one in this size, this photo from Holland. And again, a nice double spread there for chapter 3. Photo from France in 1971. And this one's been used quite a lot recently. I don't know whether it's just come up or whether they've just decided to start reusing it, but this is the photo from within the Roland Petit programme. I've seen it digitally edited with the pink background. But yeah, Nick in the studio there with the classic Pink Floyd stenciling. And of course then into Pompeii, Crystal Palace gig in 71. And again, it's just talking here about some of the live audio that's available for 71. So yeah, it's like I say, if you're quite a keen Mojo Uncut reader, you will recognise some of the stories. They have like scraped the last 20 years if you like, but it's nice just to have it in one place and just looking at it, if you like, one topic, which is the live shows. Some quite nice different concert posters here. Got the famous Switzerland one. And yeah, moving into 72, so starting to see the debut of Dark Side of the Moon. It does actually talk about the failed first attempt and then the successful play in Portsmouth a few days later. And you get things like this, looking at some of the studio trickery that was done, or the more mixing desk trickery that was done. Full interview here with Nick Mason. Again, it is a reprint, but some of you may not have seen it. So starting to get into 74, You've Got to Be Crazy. Just talking about the hypnosis program for that year. The association with Genie. And more so there as well. Thank God we changed. So yeah, some of the changes they went through to just suit more into the like punk era as it was in the 77. David Gilmour here. I was using an Echo box years before Sid. I also taught Sid quite a lot about guitar. There we go. So yeah, the famous pig Algie over Battersea. So quite a lot on the 77 tour. And again, a recap of some of the live recordings that are out there. Sometimes it's interesting, if you know a lot about live recording, it's quite interesting what's missing. We do know there's better recordings than these three, for example. Close to being a very good show. Interesting. So the last few bricks, obviously moving into the wall. Interesting headline here. It's July the 6th, 1977. Roger Waters lies bleeding in the back of a limousine, speeding through Montreal night to hospital. I won't spoil it, but it's a quite interesting story. Again, their exposure in terms of tax owed was £12 million, which was obviously probably around 30 million now. Another recap of live. Obviously, as the years go on, a lot more people were taping shows as they were visiting the concert. Roger hates everything. Yeah. So this is quite an interesting page. It's all the, if you like, guests that would turn up. So Dick Parry was one of the first saxophone player from 73 to 77. The Blackberries, which was actually a couple of female singers who would join in 73, 74, just really to cover Claire Toys, but also some of the Dark Side of the Moon stuff as well, had softer female voices added. Snowy White obviously became a bit of a legend himself, touring with Roger Waters later on. Andy Roberts, Andy Bown, Willie Nelson, Peter Wood, and yeah, obviously the multiple recording voices, which one of course was John Joyce, who would reappear later for the Roger tours. And then also names like Jim Ladd, we recognise Cynthia Fox from Roger's work with Radio Chaos. And also it goes on here about different inflatables and different devices that were used at the concerts. The first, which was a saw, as we know, Pink Floyd would saw wood on stage in 1969, to the octopus that was used at Crystal Palace, the moon, the giant inflatable moon. So yeah, quite a nice overview. Again, it depends on your knowledge stance, but some of it might be new information to you. And like I said, started with the Snowy White, I Was There, quite a nice modern day interview with him, just talking about how he got invited on board and what he knew about Pink Floyd before he started. So that's it. Keep it quite short. Certainly, I would say it's worth purchasing, even though, like I say, some of it you may have read before. Just have it in one place. Quite a tidy magazine, well presented, nice graphics. Yeah, a nice purchase.